Hey guys, it's a proud cat lover, and today I'm making a video with my corn snake Raja. So you may notice this very large lump he has here in his stomach. Well, I have a story for you guys. I am just super thrilled. I actually had somebody that had asked if I could make a video. I of course will mention them later on. But first I will tell my story before I forget. So Raja has not eaten for almost 3 months, and it's been stressing me out a whole bunch because I've been freaking out because literally right after I got rid of the ball python, after I had sold the ball python back to the owner, because it wouldn't eat, Raja decides he's not going to eat. I'm not really sure what happened. He was eating just fine before that, so I thought, was he sick? I checked his mouth. I didn't see any mouth rot going on. So, tonight I transferred the milk snake onto Fuzzies now, so the milk snake is eating Fuzzies instead of Pinkies, because he's big enough. And so I gave Raja a Fuzzy as well. Well, Raja didn't act interested. He was like, whatever. I checked the temperature of the the Fuzzies before I gave them to him. It was 98 degrees, I think, because it had been sitting in the water. So I was like, okay, they're definitely warm enough to be body temperature, like if they were alive. So I wait probably about a good 30 minutes, I think it's been, that I had the Fuzzy in there and he wouldn't eat it. So in a desperate attempt to get him to eat, I went downstairs. I have small mice in the freezer that I had purchased for Raja when he was older, because right now they're a little big for him, as you can see, because that's what he ate. So I heated it up, and I always feel the mice with my fingers to make sure they're completely thawed out in the middle, because obviously it might feel warm on the sides of the surrounding body, but like the stomach area might be frozen still, because that's happened before. I've never fed them frozen or partially frozen. I put them back in the water so they can completely thaw, but I'm saying I check. So I checked it. It was completely thawed out. You know, I kind of waved it around his face, and he didn't really act interested, so I just laid it in the darkest corner of this container I had, because I had my snake cloth here that was draped over part of the lid over here. So I wait about 10 minutes, and I look in there, and he's eating it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that that's all it would have taken, was just giving him a small mouse, because I was worried that he wouldn't be able to eat it, because, I mean, look how big it is. It is ginormous in his stomach. He's probably going to need at least, 14 days. Like, normally he eats every 8 days. He's probably going to need more like around 12 to 14 days before he can be fed again, because that is such a big piece of prey. But I am super happy that he ate, because I was getting so worried. So, I mean, I'm just glad that he ate. It doesn't matter if it's a little too big for him. It's just this one time, and that'll definitely help him grow. And if I can just keep him on small mice, if he'll take them every time, then I'm just going to feed him probably a small mouse every 12 to 14 days, depending on, when he actually is hungry again. But anyway, I just wanted to update you guys. Later on, when he is done digesting his food, which will probably be in about 4 to 5 days, with this big a piece of prey anyway, I will make a better video of him stretched out on the bed so you guys can see how big he is, because this really doesn't show too well. But last time I measured him, he was 2.5 feet long, so he's probably still somewhere in there, but you can't really tell that he's 2.5 feet just by being curled up in here. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to make this video to let you see him, and so happy that he finally ate. He's my little baby, and I'd be so sad if something happened to him. But I'm going to go ahead and stick him in his tank, and I will put a picture of the milk snake at the end of the video so you can see him and when he was eating. I'm just going to show you guys Raja's tank while I'm over here, even though a lot of you guys have already seen it. I'm going to pause this real quick. Okay, so here's Raja's tank, and I'm going to tilt the container. A lot of people say not to feed them in separate containers because they can regurgitate or they'll be stressed. I have never had Raja regurgitate a meal ever, and I've never had him be stressed. Like, he has only musked on me maybe one time this year, and it's when I scared him on accident. But normally I just tilt the container up like this, and then he goes in on his own time. But I will show you a little bit of the tank when I have flash on my camera, because I just discovered it's really dark in there on my camera. Like, I can see it just fine, but it's so dark that the camera can't really pick up the light that's going in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the flash turned on real quick. Okay, so this is Raj's tank. I'm going to wait for him to get off or get out of the container because he's kind of taking a while. Get in there. I know you're really fat all of a sudden, but this is 2 bridges that I purchased at PetSmart, and I tied them together right there. These can be found in the bird aisle. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this off and he can get his tail in there. Looks like he's going in his moist hide. That's funny. Oh, let me move this container real quick. Okay, so it looks like he's going inside of his moist hide over here, which is funny. But, so this is his tank. He has a lot of stuff that he can climb on. I used to have a plant hanging back here in the back, but I moved it to over here and I just never stuck anything there because he doesn't ever use this corner anymore. He used to climb up there a bunch, but once I stuck this ladder and this plant in here with that plant, he mainly sleeps up here or he'll sleep back there in that plant. So I just didn't bother to stick anything back here since he wasn't probably going to use it. He really likes this. This is his hot hide, and I just recently put this hide in here since it's not rock, but it's plastic, but it looks like rock. Just offer him a little bit more space than the old hide that was in there. He still really likes to get inside this egg carton, and he just curls up down there inside this egg carton, which is funny. So that's like his preferred sleeping spot, but this is his tank. This is, oh, I thought he was going in there and then he came out. And here I just told you guys he never uses these plants and he's using them now. But you can see that he has made tunnels down here in the bedding. He really likes this bedding, which this bedding is Carefresh, dust-free, all-paper bedding. And I've never had any problems with it, and I've been using it for at least a good 1.5 years, and I have my other snake on it as well. I used to use Eco Earth. It got in his nose a bunch, and you can't really keep it real damp because their scales could rot. So I took Eco Earth out, and then I tried Aspen bedding, and it always was getting stuck in his scales, and when he would shed, it would get stuck to him and stuff, and so it was a real pain in the butt. It was really dusty, and so was the Eco Earth. So with this, even though this has a small amount of dust, it isn't as bad. It's like a lot easier to also see his poop when he poops because it's white. I also need to say that I use zip ties to attach this bridge. I didn't just tie it together only. And I bought 2 heavy-duty suction cups to hold this thing up. And so this is pretty much his tank. I don't remember if I mentioned, but it's 3 foot. But I have been keeping his humid hide really moist. The sphagnum moss that's in there I've been using. And that's why he likes to go in there. And of course I've been keeping his water dish full for him. So it's always important. Oh, the flash went off because my battery's low. It's always important to keep fresh water in your snake's tank. I'm going to go ahead and end this because if my flash went off, then that means I probably have like 5% of my battery. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day.